It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from London Beer Factory, and this is a can of their Jungle Trip New England Pale Ale, coming in at 5.3% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. There's a look at the label. Some of you will have tried Jungle Trip. It used to be a New England IPA. And it used to be a very different can design to this. Now, I know London Beer Factory have changed their branding recently. Here's the new branding. In fact, this could very well be the brand new rebrand we're seeing for the first time in 2022. It's described as hazy, tropical and citrus. So what could be the difference? Well, New England Pale Ale, New England IPA. It was a New England IPA. Maybe they toned it down a little bit, called it a pale ale, reduced the ABV a little bit, called it a pale ale. Maybe because people weren't overly wanting to maybe drink a 6% ABV New England IPA. I don't know. The beers have launched into Tesco. You're trying to sell beer to people who may never have ever drunk anything other than Carling before, or Foster's. So when they first of all see the price, 6% New England IPA in Tesco would probably cost you between £3 and £3.50. They might bulk at that price a little bit. And the other thing is not knowing what they're drinking. NEIPA is just letters to a lot of people, New England IPA. If you write that, New England Pale Ale, I think it sounds a little bit more, certainly for the customer picking up this can and looking at it for the first time, not really knowing what it is. It's a little bit more accepting, I think. And that's the reason why I think they've changed the name. Of course, I know what New England IPA is. I get very excited when I see NEIPA written on the front of the can. I put it in the trolley. But 90% of the people out there buying beers don't. So I think that's the reason. Anyway, let's get this beer out into a glass, see what we get. I quite like the rebrand. Gives off a tropical, floral, new world type of feel to it. The Bahamas or something like that. Now, I've already reviewed Jungle Trip on the channel, and I've been slightly lazy and I've not looked over my previous review of Jungle Trip, so I can't remember if I liked it or not. So maybe that's for you guys, if you want to watch the old Jungle Trip video. See if I actually enjoyed the beer. But I can only, and I don't like to influence myself like that. I like to go into things blind. I know what a New England Pale Ale should taste like, smell like, you know, but if I look at one of my old videos and I may not like one of the beers that I've reviewed, then I'm not silly enough to let it influence me, but it might plant a seed in my brain, you know? 3-finger, white head, hazy straw, amberish coloured beer, slow moving carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. Let's get the aroma. It smells pretty good, actually. I like the aroma of it. Passion fruit, mango, grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. I might need a couple of tastes of this just to really dig deep into the flavour, what I'm getting. I don't want to give you an initial reaction, because it's a bit, slight adjustment to the palate needed, I think. It's slightly Ovaltine-like. It's slightly malty and oaty, biscuity and bready. And then a hot bitterness on the back end, but a slightly astringent hot bitterness on the back end. Like they've used hop oils or hop extract rather than what I always love in beer, whole cone hops. Little spring of carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth, releases more of the flavour. It needs that, because it's quite an oaty one. It's quite a creamy style IPA, which I like. I like them. I don't love them, but I like them. Flavours then, there's some grapefruit, there's some orange peel, fleshy blood orange, passion fruit, mango. It's a decent beer. Something tells me that they're straddling something here. London Beer Factory. They're straddling quality versus getting their beer on the shelf for a certain price. Like a balancing act between maybe trying to get it on the shelf for £2.50 a can, but at the same time trying to produce a beer with as much quality as the beer sitting next to it, which could very well be a beer from Northern Monk or North Brewing Company. And I think that's where they hit their problem. That's where they hit their challenge, because Northern Monk and North seem to be able to produce excellent beer for maybe a fraction more in price, but you're getting so much more beer from those in terms of quality. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I wanted to love Jungle Trip. Again, I haven't been back on my previous video. I don't know if I disliked the last Jungle Trip. I know it was in different packaging. I know it was called the New England IPA back then. What did London Beer Factory say about this beer? At London Beer Factory, we brew fresh and funky beers. Jungle Trip is a smooth, hazy New England pale ale full of tropical citrus and pine flavours, which combine with fruity aromas to take on what you can only to describe as a jungle trip. It is in fact water, barley, wheat, oats, hops and yeast. They are part of SEIBA, Associated Independent British Craft Brewery. They got that kind of independent SEIBA badge on it. I'm ready to rate it. I wanted to love it. I paid £2.50 for this can. I wanted to love it, but I've ended up enjoying it, but I wish it was 50p more a can. If that was 50p more a can and it gave London Beer Factory a little bit more wiggle room to produce an amazing quality beer, then I think I would have liked it even more. But for what it is, I like it enough to give it a 6 out of 10. It's a 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!